This is your spoiler warning for the 1962 play and 1966 film, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Yes, it is one of the only werewolf films. It is actually one of two to win an Oscar, and it outnumbers the other one by several Oscars. In this episode, we play a fun little game talking about the actual writer, Virginia Woolf, and we do our best to sort of analyze this dense play/movie and give our sort of interpretations to this classic of werewolf cinema. Good luck.
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolf-bane blooms.
The autumn moon is bright.
The wolf creature! It's out there, isn't it? You've seen it, haven't you?
A strange beast, somewhat resembling a wolf.
Welcome back to When the Wolf's Bane Blooms, your podcast for all werewolf and werewolf-adjacent media. I'm Mangy Matt.
And I'm Sweet Sibyl.
And we're here today to talk about a wonderful, one of our most favorite pieces of media, of werewolf media. We have been dying to talk about this since
Put words in my mouth.
I'm going to put all the words in your mouth. I'm going to put something else in your mouth later.
Are you gonna face fuck me?
Well, no, I was just gonna...
Are you gonna face fuck me,
I was
man?
gonna make you spaghetti and meatballs. I was going to make
That's
this
what he
food.
calls it.
That is what I call it.
Oh, man. I would have called it some pappardelle.
We can't go with the usual, the classic, the hot Italian sausage.
My God, Matt's genitals look more like rigatoni to me.
No. Fuck.
Or, you know, if you have them in the right lighting, I might call them angel hairs. Am I right? Oh, yeah.
No, those are the pubes. The actual thing's more like one of the elbows. It's got a gentle curve.
You got a gross elbow macaroni and your hole is most of it. Welcome to Pasta Talk, everyone.
Yeah, this is the new podcast. We're just talking about pasta.
No, we're not. We're talking about a classic of werewolf cinema, but don't say it's my favorite because we haven't even talked about it yet, Matt.
Fine. It's a classic. It is both a play and a movie.
Yeah.
It is a staple in werewolf media. Today, we are talking about Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Turns out, a lot of people.
Yeah, quite a few.
Play was released in 1962 and the movie in 1966. And the movie swept a lot of Oscars, was nominated for every single category, which I believe has only happened for 3 movies. And this is the second time, right? Or this was the first time then, but now 2 movies that are horror movies have taken this title.
Yep.
So while horror movies are really overlooked at the Oscars, you know, it's saying something.
Yeah.
Only this and Sinners are the 2 horror movies, and then some movie that was like some pre-Western that I'd never heard of was the other one to be nominated in like every single category.
Which one?
I just told you I didn't remember.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like you didn't know the movie before going into it.
I didn't write it down. I did.
That's fine.
But there were 4 wins. Elizabeth Taylor won Best Actress, who was the girl who played Martha.
Yep.
Sandy Dennis won Best Supporting Actress, who played Honey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to talk about their performances because you did not see their performances.
No, I didn't. So I haven't watched the movie for this. I am just a massive fan of this play.
Yes, where I've seen the play performed live, and then I just rewatched the movie, or watched the movie for the first time, actually, to prep for this podcast. It also won Best Cinematography, Blessed black and white art direction.
It was blessed
And
blessed in black and white.
Shut up! Best costume design.
Oh, that's very fun.
So that's 5 Oscars in total.
Did they get the costume design in general or for any of the specific costumes? Because, like, the wolf looks really good in this.
It does look really good. I don't know. Do you know the only other werewolf movie to have won an Oscar?
No. Is it American Werewolf in London?
It's American Werewolf in London, which won the first Oscar for best makeup.
Oh,
right?
That makes a lot of sense.
So,
that makes
like,
a ton of
this
sense.
was before there was a best makeup category, and there's not much makeup actually with the werewolf design. You have this character, and we'll get more into the synopsis in a little bit. You have this character of Virginia Woolf. Of course, it's not the actual writer Virginia Woolf, but that's what they're calling her. She's stalking the outside of this house that Martha and George are staying at, and their colleagues, what are they, Nick and Honey, are, staying at during the night. They arrive at like 2 a.m. It's after a late night college party. And on this college campus, this werewolf is stalking about and is this big threat. And it's very limited on the inside. So I don't think it's necessarily like just for that like werewolf costume. I think it's just also for the fact that the costumes of the couples are just very true to life and very have minutiae. I really wouldn't have expected this one to win best costume.
Okay.
If I'm going to be honest, because nothing strikes me. And even if I like see any productions of the play, there's none where I'm going like, oh, I'm blown away. This is like spectacle.
Yeah,
He's no fan of the opera.
No, this isn't usually a play that you go to see the costumes for. I mean, you can get really creative with the wolf. There's no real single way to do it. But aside from that, I can't really see any of the costumes really being something that would immediately jump out.
But even then, like, the wolf is less about, like, there's not a scene where you're going to see any tearing to pieces of someone.
Yeah.
It's like the capturing of someone, taking them off stage. Of course, Nick, we say goodbye to Nick towards the end of the play. Very sad, but I don't think he's the most lovable character out of them all.
We don't even see it. We just kind of hear about it.
Yeah, he just gets taken.
Yeah.
And you don't get to see that sort of like thrashing about. Like maybe if you see like some stagings that have like a bigger budget, but even in the movie, they choose to hide it. And I think there's a specific reason for that.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the synopsis for this one.
Yep.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah, take it away.
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is a 1966 film and a 1962 play. The play is written by Edward Albee, and the film is directed by Mike Nichols, which is his film directorial debut.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy because it also won Best Cinematography, right? Best Black and White Art Direction. It won a bunch of these actual Oscars, and it was his film directorial debut. I don't know if he did television or anything before that. I had not seen it before. It had, 2 people, every single member of the cast was nominated for an Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Because there's only the actual 5 characters in the play. There's Martha, there's Nick, there's George, there's Honey, and there's Virginia Woolf.
Mm-hmm.
And this play is about, after a late night college party at a university, these faculty members, George and Martha. George is part of the history department, and Martha is his wife. They come home after a late night. They're just sort of stumbling back. They're a bit intoxicated. And George finds out that Martha has invited this younger couple that is new to the university back to their house to come and socialize. They come and they arrive, and they are Nick and they are Honey, who are very bubbly, very new, and are sort of brought down as the play goes on to the attitudes of these very tired and very troubled couple, this Martha and George. And actually in the scene before Nick and Honey are brought in, there's mention of like, hey, don't mention the kid. Right? Mm-hmm. Whatever you do, Martha, don't tell that. I don't want none of this nonsense. Don't be bringing up the boy. And so there's this mystery. There's this like, who is this child that they're not referencing? What happened to this kid? Is he dead? Is he sent away to some other school? And it's all about sort of unraveling that. And very quickly into the night, they're getting drunk. They're talking with each other. Tensions are escalated. And then tragedy strikes outside. And there is this wolf on campus, Virginia Woolf. As it was rumored, they had been singing earlier in the party and they were laughing about it. It was this rumor of like this wolf attacking the campus. And so they sing the song. I forget the tune of it, but it's like, who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf, Virginia Woolf, which is who's afraid of the big bad wolf, apparently from like a Three Little Pigs Disney movie.
Yeah.
I'm not old, so I don't know what the fuck that's referencing.
It's something that made sense at the time.
I guess so, if you're an old fuck. But even then, I think that's like 30 years old at this point.
It would make sense for Martha and George
they're the
to be able
old
to
people.
reference it because in the 60s, they are already the older couple.
Yeah, they're this old couple, and Martha's a bit of a hoe bag. That's how I describe her. What a slut, and she should be ashamed for it.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, sure, that's one way to lay her out.
One of the lines I love is where Martha's just a bit drunk before the wolf actually shows up in the night, and is like, oh, George, that floozy. And then Honey's very drunk, and she's just like, ha, 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 he can't be a floozy. You're a floozy. It's like, yeah, I guess you don't call men floozies, but that doesn't make her a floozy.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
it's a little silly.
The joy of this movie is really a lot of that dialogue and the tensions building between these characters where they are really cutthroat when they are trapped in this one location and really cannot go anywhere. And this wolf is like breaking windows and attacking them. And as the film progresses, we sort of see that this is more a representation of maybe grief or issues that are unanswered in a relationship. It's sort of hard to pin down. I'm certainly not like, I don't got an English degree. I'm not going in. I haven't spent a lot of time like tearing apart this play or this script myself. So, don't say my interpretation is the definitive one. But I would say that the wolf itself is maybe like the death knell of Martha and George's relationship, where it's like, can't keep up forever.
I would very much agree with that, especially with what occurs over the span of the night with them talking about this child that they're not supposed to talk about, and the more and more that tensions rise and the more claustrophobic it becomes in the house, that is the increase of how much Virginia Woolf is attacking from the outside. I mean, from the start, it's just... I mean, at the beginning, there's claws at the door, there's scraping along the window, there's shadows outside, and then as tensions continue to rise and people continue to get more and more inebriated, you start to have the glass shattering, the howls outside, the banging on the door, and all of that eventually culminates in like one of the biggest things, which is Nick being taken out the window upstairs, which... Some productions you'll hear glass shatter, Martha scream. I'm not sure how they do it in the movie, but then Martha comes down and tells the rest of the house that Nick's been taken.
Mm-hmm. Which is very funny, the reaction of Honey after that, because this is right at the point in the play where Nick has slept with Martha. It's such an odd thing, like the dynamics that they get to in the character. Like, there's all this tension with this like threat outside that you would think it would almost bring people together, but it's almost a Night of the Living Dead scenario, which this is 3 years after in terms of movies, but the play would have been written a year before.
Yes.
So like, I don't know, but I think the movie would have to be inspired by it because it's black and white. It's all about being holed up in one location. It's about people turning on each other. It's like the reaction that Honey has is almost nothing because, she's plastered out of her mind at that point.
She's like thrown up 3 times. She's been the butt of joke after joke after joke.
Yeah.
And basically everyone. I think at that point, everyone else in the play, beside obviously the wolf, has pointed some kind of just mean-hearted joke at Honey.
And she's just found out that behind her back, Nick had told George about the reason that they had gotten together was that apparently she got a bump one day, which is like she appeared pregnant and it was just like a hysterical thing. And then eventually it went away, which of course we find out, no, she was pregnant and then found a way to get rid of the baby, whether swallowing something or maybe like hitting it or something very drastic.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick, in response to like after having done this horrible thing to Honey, betraying her, his next course of action, because he's mad at George, is to go and sleep with Martha. No care for what Honey is in any of this. It's real fuck.
It's insane because it's Martha that proposes that to fuck with George. Of, I'm going to go sleep with Nick. Everyone's getting inebriated. But then Nick actually going along with it.
Yeah. He's just like, I'll make you rue this, old man.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that being the moment that Nick is then chosen to be killed by the wolf. Right? Bursting through the window, grabbing him. In the movie, it's a sort of vicious. We don't get to see too much of the werewolf like we've seen it through windows and other scenes. It's more of a POV shot where it's very almost stylized. You can clearly see something has happened to have like this rig of like the glass shattering where it's like slowly sort of breaks apart and the claws come in, sink into his back and pull him out towards us to like sort of like black out the screen. It's beautiful.
Really?
It's a beautiful scene.
Oh my God.
And then, of course, it's almost like the cover of the film is like her screaming in response to that. Martha is. And that sort of like death in response to that. It's like this unresolved trauma, this unresolved issues with this one older couple tearing down these younger couples, resulting into making that man go from that relationship, I think, before was really due his time is pretty wild.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was actually a full scene for that in the movie.
Yeah,
That's
because
wild.
in the play version, what they usually do is it's just like it happens upstairs. Yeah.
It's a fully offstage thing. There's sounds, screams. Sometimes Martha will come down with like some blood on her. But yeah, no, that's wild.
And this is when George is planning to do the whole thing of telling Martha that he's killed the baby.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's such an interesting thing to sort of like draw attention away from that. There was clearly like a choice made here where it's like, we're going to give the attention that it's due, that this is a significant moment, which normally you get through like Martha's monologue after that. But wow. Question for you.
Yeah.
Why do you think, as the title of the play, why do you think this wolf is being referred to as Virginia Woolf? Why do you think there's this allusion to this writer who, is queer, is known for, I believe, for like more gothic stories. Maybe not just gothic, maybe more romance. It's hard to pinpoint. I haven't read most of her work, but I've read some.
To me, it feels like branding the wolf as the other.
Okay.
I feel like it's, especially for the time, a way of instantly connecting what this wolf is to be something other, something sinister, something outside of the relative what should be comfort and safety of the house. And the more and more the comfort and the safety in the house is diminished by the people inside of it, the more and more the wolf is able to get in.
Yes, but why Virginia Woolf? Why is it Virginia? Why is it not who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Why is it not just an allusion to the little pigs? I do have my theory if you want to hear.
Go ahead.
So if we remember, it's revealed sort of halfway through the play. There's a scene, and I'm not sure how it's sort of done in the play because I can't remember. But in the movie, they have sort of a different location for this where George and Nick are alone in the basement. And they're just sort of talking for a little bit as Honey has thrown up for the first time. She drank a little bit too much before. Martha is helping her get ready. And George and Nick are just having some boy time. And George tells this story of this boy and how he was really troubled and his mom died and then eventually he killed his dad, or maybe it was the other way around. And it's revealed slightly later on that this story that he told was like an excerpt from a book he wanted to write, and that he actually did write. But the head of the university, Martha's father, said no, you can't publish this trash. Like, it is not the sort of story that could be published under the name. And his excuse for sort of publishing it is like, what do you mean? Like, it happened to me. And so we're never sure if this is like the actual story of George. Like, did his parents die in this way? Was he really a troubled youth like this? But it does sort of lead to like these hopes of being this like novelist, this dream of being something else than a history professor. And having this accomplished author who, if I believe, took her own life.
Yes.
Virginia Woolf, I believe, put stones in her pockets and drowned herself. So I think this idea of almost this mirror version of what his life could have been, this idea of like his goals, his accomplishment, that success as a writer, yet still lacking that happiness because of the society around him and the forces that he can't control, are these factors that still are then having an impact on him. And it's just, I think it's George's ghost for the most part.
Really? Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like I never really took it like that because I wasn't as familiar with the real life Virginia Woolf.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've known this play for a while. I've known that the name of the wolf was a reference to a real life author. I just didn't. You're holding up a piece of paper.
Oh yes. Well,
What's
we'll
this
get
piece
to
of-
it. Finish your
Okay.
sentence.
Well, I was just gonna say I've known it was a reference, but I never did much looking into Virginia Woolf as a person.
Well, I've read one of Virginia Woolf's books. I believe maybe a couple of her short stories. Which brings us into the game for today.
Oh no!
Which is about the real life author Virginia Woolf.
Oh God!
And so today, I've chosen a lot of stories from her, a lot of them with spookier titles. In order to do a true or false, is this a Virginia Woolf story?
Okay.
Or is this something Sibyl made up?
Oh
Okay.
God!
So this might be one of her novels, it might be one of her short stories.
Okay.
But you are going to guess, is this a true Virginia Woolf story or is it not?
Okay, so what are we calling this? Because we've had Smut or Sibyl.
Smut or Sibyl is the main one. Ooh, I liked your suggestion, Matt, that you gave me off mic for some reason. Why don't you say it again?
Just let me give it on mic. I mean, we could also just do Wolf or Weber.
Oh yeah, that's my last name. All right,
Yeah.
now it's Wolf or Weber.
Wolf or Weber. Okay, bring us into
I
it.
said my last name wrong, Matt.
You did.
Shut up.
How did you do that?
All right, here we go.
All right.
And I chose spooky titles. So
Okay.
be ready for them to be spooky.
I better be scared out of my Hanes brand underwear.
First one,
Yeah.
Night and Day.
Night and day? Like what? I'll say Wolf.
That is a Virginia Woolf story.
Let's go.
I can't remember if it's a novel or a short story, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
All right. You're lucky for that one. All right,
There we
next
go.
one.
Yeah.
To the Lighthouse.
To the Lighthouse.
Reminds me of that one RPG, To the Moon.
Yeah, to the lighthouse, to the lighthouse. Okay. I will say this is a Weber.
You're right, it is a
Yes!
Weber.
I'm so good at this.
The real Virginia
Still.
Woolf story is called To the Wolf's Den.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What?
It's pretty great.
I feel like that would have fooled me more.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right,
Okay.
my bad. All right, next
right.
one.
Okay.
Orlando.
Orlando?
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Woolf.
That's a Virginia Woolf story.
We're 3 for 3, baby.
Do you know the plot of Orlando?
Not a fucking clue.
Orlando is about this wealthy nobleman
Yeah.
who one day, like, you follow it, it's a biography. It's the only one I've ever read. It's done in the style of a biography, I should say.
Okay.
This man,
Yeah.
you follow his life for so long being like a nobleman, and then one day, bam, he turns into a woman, and
What?
then you continue his story.
Okay.
And then bam, he's also a werewolf.
What?
I know, right? And so she's not only dealing with, like, it is so interesting how the gender dynamics are dealt with, but then also the fact that you're dealing with these werewolf transformations, almost like this this masculinity is calling back to like haunting you. It's so odd.
That's so interesting. I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. But it is a long read. Virginia Woolf writes this very ornate prose that is like almost poetry in every line.
Okay.
But it makes it almost very difficult, I think, to follow.
Yeah.
And so especially in like audiobook form, I wouldn't recommend. I'd recommend like getting a book and really sitting with it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like it would be worth it just to dig through it to figure out how to read that and further Woolf works.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt. 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
A haunted house.
A haunted house? Oh, fuck me. Oh, that's the end of my streak. God, please tell me this is a Virginia Woolf.
It's a real Virginia Woolf
Yes!
story.
4 for 4! This is the best game I've done. This is the best score I've gotten.
That's a short story, you're right.
Oh my God, this is the best score I've gotten.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Gypsy.
Gypsy?
Yeah.
Oh God. I really, really want to say that's a Virginia Woolf one because I don't think you would make that as a title to try and fool me. I'm gonna say that's a Virginia Woolf title.
False.
Fuck you. There's no way you actually did that.
The Virginia Woolf story is called Gypsy and then has a subtitle where it calls them something worse.
What? What?
Look, I can say it. The title is Gypsy a Mongrel.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
And in Orlando, the Romani people also show up, and they're portrayed in a very favorable fashion.
Yeah.
And I know she was very interested in them, so I'm sure the title isn't really reflective. I'm sure it's like how they're seen. But yeah, weird to come across. All right,
Okay.
Final one.
Oh, I'm so upset. I should get a technicality on that. Both of them are called the same thing.
Whatever.
I should get a technicality.
All right, last one.
Okay.
A society with werewolves.
Oh, come on. Virginia Woolf.
That is not. Her short story is just called A Society.
Fuck! I was doing so well.
Those last two really got ya.
Oh, fuck. I'm so upset. Fuck.
Hey, it was still impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah, okay. I'll take my 4.5.
And especially like you've never read any Virginia Woolf. You don't know what she's done about.
I would not know any of these.
Her works have always been on my list. I hear a lot about her. Especially because she's a big old gay.
Yeah. I feel like that alone is enough to start looking into an author because there's just I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this.
I mean, I was hooked with the plot of Orlando.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're telling me a man turns into a woman halfway through this book, and then it just continues on. Like, characters are weird about it, but then, like, Orlando isn't. She's like, oh, I guess I'm a girl now.
Hell yeah.
And then just gets used to that. And it's so interesting to sort of look into that. And then when she turns into a werewolf, it's like, what the fuck? Oh, it's so fun. It is an amazing story. You should really check it out.
I absolutely will. Maybe we can cover it on the podcast later.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has to be on our list because it has a werewolf.
Yeah, totally.
And so do many of those short stories because I tell you, almost every single one of them has werewolves.
That's really, really fun. All right, then, well, let's write them all down. We could do a whole Virginia Woolf episode.
That would be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What moment stood out to you about the play? You're a big fan of this. What are your favorite moments?
Okay. You know what? I think I really want to talk about the moment when George finally kills the son.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to me about it.
And I think the slow reveal that the son has been fake all along.
Yeah.
But he still frames it when Martha goes back upstairs after coming down with the news about Nick. She's in a horrible state. George is harassing her for letting Nick get killed.
It's so crazy. her reaction to like this fake baby dying, which I understand has like been an important part about the lie that has sort of kept their relationship together. But when Nick has actually just died and they are she is weeping and wailing about this fake kid.
Yes, it's like the fact that she comes down after Nick gets taken, and like even the ones where there's blood, like the productions where there is blood on her, she comes down and it's like Nick's been taken, and that's kind of, it comes across more as like she's just coming down to inform Honey that she doesn't have a husband anymore.
Yeah, and Honey is not there to react. Honey is like almost laughing at bits of this dialogue. She is so out of it. She's so drunk and wasted and hurt tonight. The actress who played her in the movie definitely deserved the Best Supporting Actress Oscar she won, because it is just so amazing.
Yes.
Her performance was just so intricate for a part that I think is one of the most underwritten in the show.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I think that is on purpose. I mean, her name is literally Honey. She is boiled down to this kind of like...
Don't shame people named Honey.
No, I mean like...
Matt, we know what you think of women.
No, in the play.
I saw what you were doing to my boobs earlier.
That's true. I was like...
Gave me a wet willy, but on the boob.
Yeah. What would you call that? A wet boobie?
Wet Wallace.
What? Fuck. God damn it. Yeah, sure, a wet Wallace. No.
Oh, mother, I'm wet.
Mother.
Wallace, stay outside.
Wallace, take this towel and dry up outside. I don't want you in this house. Mother, it's cold.
Mother, it's still wet outside. If I take the towel outside, how will it get dry?
Mother, these moors are unforgiving. I don't care, Wallace. You will not track mud into my beautiful carpet.
Dry yourself up, wearer.
Anyways, I think the whole point of Honey being like this just almost token wife for Nick.
Hashtag white girl.
Hashtag white girl.
Oh, white girl. They always be saying this.
Yeah. And
it's
then,
like when comedians, when they
okay,
want to make fun of women, they just make fun of white girls now. White girls, they be shopping, huh?
White girls, they be breathing air. What's up with that?
White girls, don't they always be talking and just riding your dick all the time? White girls, they're fucking so annoying. Don't you wish you could hit them?
Jesus fuck. I can't make that joke. You can. You can go ahead and make that joke.
You can make it. Go, man.
I'm not going to. I'm going to continue to talk about this.
Give me some audio I can clip.
Absolutely not. I've learned my lesson about that way too many times. So, anyways, when Martha comes down, she blah, 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 blah. And then, in retaliation for everything that is going on, George says that the wolf killed their son. That was while Nick and Martha are upstairs well before the wolf actually attacks. George, what is it? He throws a shoe at the door and it hits the doorbell? I
was just fixating on, like, that's the same reason that was given in, like, his fictitious retelling of what killed his mother, right? Or maybe it was his father, in that the specifics of, like, the wolf took the parent and, like, the description
That's
in this
the mother.
scene where
Yeah.
it's the dragging.
Yep.
He's reusing his, like, storytelling toolkit, either from his own past or that novel that he wanted to write, and he's using it to kill this kid that at the time we don't know is fictional. And I don't know, did you know it was fictional when you were watching?
So I had a feeling about it. So I read this before I ever watched it.
You what?
I read it. Like, I read the play before I watched it.
I thought you just said you Reddited this.
No,
You
did
read
I?
it.
Maybe I did. I might have. Whatever. I read it before I watched it, and the entire time reading it, I had a feeling that there's something fucky about this kid.
Yeah,
That-
there's always something funny
it's
because they
not-
don't describe him the same way.
No. There's so many, like, details that continue to not add up throughout the play. And then it gets to this point where, with the same exact detail of dragged down the front steps, dragged off towards the trees across the way, it's the same way that he describes the mother being killed. And it's like, oh, okay, so this kid isn't real. but the way Martha reacts is like as if she just watched it happen. Like hysterical going upstairs. And eventually we do figure out in the play, it's revealed to us that this whole thing has been a ruse. They have this imaginary kid that, because they can't have children, it's been a game of they have a kid and they watch the kid grow up, but the rule of the game was never tell anybody else about the kid.
Yeah, and like Honey, in like the towards the end of the play, like almost the last lines is like, you couldn't have kids, could you? And they're like, no. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna go home. And then just walks out the front door. Like, no fear of this wolf, no fear of the thing that just killed her husband. And I think that's really where it brings into that theory of it being this like metaphor for that grief, that trauma caused by that relationship.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because like, yeah, I watched it the first time and I'm like, no way this kid's fucking real. That's a fake ass kid this entire time. What's this kid doing? She faking this kid? And then it gets to this ending scene where like she's like, no, you couldn't have killed. And she's just acting so good. And especially in the movie, it's amazing. When I saw it performed live, I saw it at the GAM Theater in Warwick.
Oh, so well done.
It was performed amazingly well. And like in that last moment, you're just going like, wait, shit, is the kid real? Maybe the kid was really troubled and they sent him away. Maybe he was like on life support and like he just pulled the plug or something. Oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And I was like, no, there's no real kid.
No.
And it's like, my God, you got me. You got me in that last moment.
It's just what I love so much about this play is that every single time you think you've come to the right answer, there's something that drags you away from that. Dragging away. Something that drags you away from that of, oh, the kid's fake. But then they start talking about it. Oh, is this kid real? And then you get George saying, oh, the wolf dragged him away. Oh, he's fake again. And just like you said, Martha having such a visceral breakdown through the whole house, like goes upstairs and is screaming and comes back downstairs and has this like incredible breakdown in front of everyone in the middle of the living room. It is like wrenching. It is gut wrenching.
It is such a challenge in terms of acting.
Yeah.
Those moments where you need to go from 0 to 100 right away. And you're taught all this stuff about like Stanislavski and like sense memory and that sort of thing to call upon these emotions. And what gets really difficult in those scenes is like you're taught about like everything having this like reaction, it reacting to a sort of thing. And if you don't have that proper buildup, you're like, well, I'm not there. I'm not there. How am I supposed to do what's called for in the script? I just finished a play that was a 17th century play written by a 16-year-old.
Oh, fun.
So it was just like Shakespearean type language, very melodramatic. And so just the dialogue was written in like iambic pentameter, but sometimes it was just really bad. And so it's really funny to do a lot of the times. But like in the end, like it required the girl I'm supposed to love to just like die instantly. And I get like one line to be like, let me pour my fury on the world. Yeah! And just like be screaming. And it's such a thing to be like, fuck, well, I'm not going to feel anything. So how do I get close there? How do I get to a point where I'm, you know, maybe crying and the audience can feel something even if I don't?
Yeah.
Acting's crazy.
Acting is crazy. Watching this play live is crazy. Oh, God. But then, yeah, that happens. Martha has a breakdown. She goes silent on the couch. Honey has her moment, and she walks out. Like, I think she, in most versions, she just leaves her shoes behind, too. She just walks right out the front door, barefoot, not a care in the world. And nothing happens. The wolf is gone. We never see the wolf again. We never hear the wolf again. There's nothing following that up. And the play ends.
Do you know what the final shot in the movie is?
What?
It's the final shot. It's Honey walking home, George and Martha packing up for the night, heading upstairs, and then it's Honey walking the pathway of the university and then panning upwards towards the moon, and it's a half moon.
Ooh. Whoa! Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Shit.
There's a reason it won these Oscars.
Yeah, no, that is incredibly okay, I'm actually upset now that I haven't watched this movie. That's crazy. That's an insane detail.
I thought you told me you were going to. Why didn't you watch the movie? Do you not love me?
No, I didn't end up watching the movie because I kind of wanted to be surprised about a lot of the details, like how I am now.
Okay.
Like hearing that it pans up to a half moon is, I don't know, that's wild. I wish that would happen in more productions. I don't think I've ever.
Well, I mean, how are you, like, you could do like a projector thing, but you just don't have that opportunity. It would be really weird to have a set that is only the inside of a house and then for some reason project a moon.
Yeah, and also to, like, it feels like if you did have somewhere to project that moon and you don't project anything else on it throughout the play and it's just for that, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then you just got the projector showing like a black rectangle that like is a little bit light.
Yeah, okay, I can see why. That's such a good detail, though. I would love to see a production that, like, fits that in.
Matt,
yeah.
You know what I think we gotta do?
Is it time to rate?
I think it's time to rate.
I think it's time to rate.
So we rate things on this podcast on a scale of 0 to 5. We can give half stars, but we are not rating it on how much we enjoyed this movie. Obviously, this is a classic, but it's sort of hard to give it a like 0 to 5 rating, especially with the adaptation from like play to movie. I felt very conflicted in that.
Yeah.
But we are talking how good of a werewolf story this is. Is this the perfect adaptation of the werewolf mythos? Is the werewolf portrayed in a way that is what you want to see, what you imagine when you think of the stereotypical archetypal werewolf? And does it fit that sort of thematic line that we want to see in a werewolf film? So that being said, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, this is rough.
We never see like much engagement with the werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
They like mention silver at like one point, but they don't have any fucking silver. Certainly not silver bullets, so they can't use that. You know, they talk about the moon. It is a full moon on the night, but like as I said, the show ends in a half moon. And I think that it probably is going to lose points being that it's not a real werewolf. It's probably this manifestation of grief.
Yeah. Which also raises the point that they never really explain is how Nick actually dies, or if he's even dead.
No, it's I would imagine that as like this metaphor of like the like husband abandoning the wife.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Which this is all fluff on top of whatever, but yeah, it's very, very interesting with that. The actual like werewolf costume is neat in the movie. Of course, it's going to vary from like production and production, but we rarely see it. And it's not that much. It's really almost like this woman sort of draped over with mostly a wolf costume, more of something that you can wear than something that is hours in a makeup suit. Yeah.
Certainly not like the Wolf Man.
I mean, even then, a lot of productions don't even have a full wolf costume.
Yeah, it's more like the arms and a timer.
Yeah. It's the arms, it's a shadow, it's a lot of taking the Jaws approach of not actually seeing the monster.
Yeah. So for your rating, you should really be looking at what does the script say? How does that give us the idea of a werewolf? And then I'll go with what the movie tells us.
I think for the play, it's both the story and the wolf itself really aren't major, like the werewolf aspect of a story isn't really a major part of this. A lot of the story more revolves around these characters being trapped in here and slowly picking themselves apart and slowly descending into this kind of anger with each other while the wolf is outside and slowly becomes more aggressive. There's no talk about the fight between man and beast. There's no.
I mean, but even then, I think with George, like the wolf sometimes being the idea of Virginia Woolf being almost this foil to George's dreams might in some way be like this mirror of the monstrous side of George, and the idea that the wolf goes after Nick might show like that more aggressive side in the male in this relationship.
Oh God, okay, that's a lot more sensible. Okay. I would give points for that. I don't think I'm going to give full points for that.
No.
But I think I can give more points than I was originally going to. The wolf design, on the other hand, I can't really give much points to.
You got nothing there.
I mean, I think I'm happy to give this, I'll say like 1.5 stars.
Yeah, I was going to go with 2, which makes a lot of sense because in the movie you get to see a little bit more and you got a cool scene. Yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good score.
All right, Matt. What should we close on?
I don't know. What should we close on? Do we want to sing Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf, Virginia Woolf. Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? And of course, April Fools.
April Fools, everybody.